Adulting is a scam, and I'm kind of tired of people not realizing that. I think as a class consciousness, we really need to wake up to what is happening around us, especially for us that are becoming the new adults in this day and age. And it's funny because I just had a conversation with my mother about the things that she dealt with growing up. And she even has come to a standstill and a standpoint of understanding that the experiences that I'm going through were nothing that she went through. And she was saying that she felt bad because there was these times where she told me to do exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, which is what I did, and it kind of fell flat in my face until recently. Because the whole notion was, you go to school, graduate high school, go to college after high school, spend all this money on student loans to get a degree, use that degree to get a good paying stable job that has good benefits, and et cetera, then move to, keep working until you retire. And a lot of people are starting to realize that that is not life. And now in this current market that we're in, and I'm so grateful for the current job that I have now, that I can, stay afloat and be stable, it's still not something that I aspire to do for the rest of my life. And even my manager knows that, because he can see the light in my eyes and see the talent that I have and see the skill sets that I can bring to the outside source of corporate America. But that doesn't go, that doesn't absolve from the fact that a lot of us were told a shit story. A lot of us were told things that weren't true. It took me almost 2 years to get the current job that I have now. And during that time, I was trying to aspire to do what I've always dreamt of doing, what I've spoken out into existence, and the things that I've told you guys, which was becoming a full-time content creator. And there's that balance of like, do I still want to, maybe just keep it as a side hustle and maybe find something that's a little bit more key to balance to be able to do this, but still be working and et cetera, solely because we're in a time now where we need more than one income, unfortunately. And that's not how the world should be set up. My parents had one job, did that job, made good money, paid for their bills, and still was able to do what they wanted to do. Be off on the weekends and enjoy themselves, see family, go to the movies, etc. Now we're in a space where it's like even the littlest luxuries affect us to the point where we are still trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And I don't think that's the way that we were supposed to be growing up or dealing with things. I don't think we were supposed to grow up to be in this type of adult life. So I feel like it's a scam. They told us to do all these things and it hasn't come to fruition to the way that they said it was supposed to. And I think there is a lot of other older people that are starting to wake up to that and realizing that for their children, it's going to be more difficult, and that they're kind of being a little bit more lenient. And I feel bad for families or for individuals that have families that don't really understand that, and they put this peer pressure on them, and now they're sitting in circumstances beyond their own, because that's unfair. And trust me, I feel you on that. I did at one point think, like, why do I want to go to school? Like, I was going to junior college and I was getting my associates in communications and media studies, which I was able to get like a semi degree, I guess, but I never really considered it anything because like all of these jobs now require a bachelor. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to have to get a job and stay afloat, not be homeless, not be broke all the time, I'm going to have to get a bachelor's degree. And now I'm in all this student loan debt that now they want us to like officially start paying for and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for, which is crazy, to have this bachelor's degree. And it took me forever to even get a job using that degree. And mind you, it's not like some, there was a point in time where people were saying like with a bachelor's degree, you can make the $100,000 a year, but there's almost half of the world is not making that much money. Literally most of America doesn't even make that much money. And that is such a blessing and a privilege if you are making over 100,000 or even close to that. And I believe that it's truly not right for people to put this mindset in this and it's just a scam. It's not right for them to put this pressure on people when they know that none of this is really how it's supposed to be. I know people out there that are still searching for a job. They're even longer than what I went through. It took me almost 2 years, literally 2 years on the dot after my last layoff to find something, anything. And I was like, I'm going to grab whatever I can. I got lucky to be blessed with something that is a prevalent, well-known company that should be able to help me get to greener pastures and, move forward in my career. But again, adulting is a scam. Why would I want to climb the corporate ladder when there's layoffs every other day for numerous companies that make millions of dollars? And then you grow up and we don't have, like, I never took a class. The only thing I like that made sense to me was driver's ed because I have to drive in traffic every day. That's the only class that made sense to me. And even then, these stupid ass drivers in Los Angeles don't know what the heck they're doing. They drive crazy, like seriously crazy. But then on top of that, it's like, we took all these classes, and of course, like, education is so important. I learned so much throughout my years of my education, my educational life. Like, I promise you, there's so much knowledge that I did get the chance to retain, and it's made me more eloquent and made me more intelligent, especially in specific spaces, because I have had experiences with people where I can tell, like, okay, you are not, I don't want to be mean, but you know what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to get to the point is that, I like, they didn't teach us these things in high school. They didn't teach us about financial literacy. I'm hoping that maybe they're starting now. I have no idea. Like, I would hope that maybe they're starting to do some curriculum that's around that. They didn't teach us about, when you get a job, 401ks, Roth IRAs, like anything to be better with your money growing up, because money is what makes the world go round, and that's what's so important in your adult life. And now that I'm 30, I'm really starting to realize that even more as the days go on. I'm like, okay, money is important, and you have to really understand it and figure out ways that you can save. And most people in their adult lives, they like, and especially out here in America, we don't have like the percentage of people that don't have at least $1,000 in their savings account for an emergency is wild to me. And then you have people calling other adults lazy because of this and that, and it's like, bro, we are all trying to survive. We have so much going on in our personal lives and our external, and it's like we're all doing our best. But it's not fair that we were given these lessons and given these things and put this peer pressure on us zillennials, millennials, Gen Z, whatever it might be. And then even now, these new generations of whatever it might be, alpha, beta, whatever it is, like, we're the ones that are having to grow up and have a class wake up of like, this isn't working. This shit is not working. Like, at all. And now that I'm 30, it feels like it's like I'm in a group. It's like I'm in a new group project that's chaotic. Nobody knows what parts they're doing. Like, am I doing the written part and you're doing the video part? Who is looking up the research for this? Like, it's getting out of control. And when you start to grow up and you start to become this adult, like, I feel like I'm still a kid. I feel like I'm still young. I feel like I'm still learning from my experiences. And don't get me wrong, 30 to me is still young. And it's funny because when I turned 30, even people at work were like, you're 30? And it wasn't like a saying like, oh my gosh, like, you're so old, but it was more of a saying like, oh my gosh, you're 30. Like, you don't even look 30. Like, all of my coworkers thought I was like 25, 26, which I'll take that compliment. Thank you. Black don't crack. But also, it's like the ones that were even older that were saying like, you're only 30, it did make me feel better. It made me realize, like, okay, I know my 20s were a time of reflection of where it's like I made so many mistakes and I had to learn from that and to become the person I was truly meant to become. But even my 30s are meant for that as well too. And it's not to say that I won't make mistakes and I won't, experience things that are brand new, but I know that I will not experience the same things that I dealt with in my 20s, because I went through high and hell water in my 20s, And I know that I won't ever want to go through something like that again. But it's just so uncanny to me that we grew up thinking that life was going to be a specific and certain way, and it's not. It's just not. Like, we were given these stories and we were given these things that were supposed to help us grow and become, different people and become these adults that would understand like what is meant for us. And then in the end, it just ended up confusing us. And I can say now at 30, like and I bet you even in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15, I'm still gonna be able to say the same thing of I will never, ever, ever make that same mistake again of listening to advice that I knew in general probably would never work. Whether it came from an adult, a parent, a family member, whoever it might be. From being burnt out, from trying to figure out budgets to trying to work out, lose weight, stop comparing myself to others, stop letting others people's opinions affect me internally, stop letting them affect me externally, working on my stress, working on, going to the gym, working on having a peace of mind, working on stress, doing things that are not, just on top of hustle culture, not, being able to read books and not be playing video games all the time, but still having the time to play video games. And like, you see what I mean? It's like there's this pressure of being an adult and like trying to figure things out. And I think we need to really be at a point in time where it's like everybody just leave each other alone and let people do them. And stop worrying so much and stop putting your opinion onto other people and stop telling other people what they should be doing as an adult. That's the hugest scam out of all of it, is letting other people get in your ear and tell you you're not being an adult the right way. But that's all to say is that like adulting is a scam. And there's no one right way to do it. There's no right path that you need to be on. Your path is just your path. Your journey is just your own journey into this adulthood. Whether you are just turning 20 and getting out of your teenage years, whether you are getting out of your 20s and becoming your 30s, whether you're getting out of your 30s, beginning to come into your 40s, whatever it might be, your journey is your own journey. And just know that adulting is hard. And you need to just do the best that you can. And that effort is all the more enough. I love you guys. If you are not subscribed to this channel already, please do so. It is free. There are links in the description box that you can check out as well from my other socials. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
you